Hey guys, welcome back to my part 3 of Starbound playthrough. So, I thought that I mentioned the other day in my last part that I just kind of wanted to show some highlights. I didn't want to show every little thing I did in the game. So, for me, one of the most fun things about this game is the mining. I mean, there are just so many cool things you can find underground. Like, you can find little, like, mining platforms, you can find houses underground, you can find all sorts of stuff, but I think this is one of the coolest things. Now, I had mentioned in my first episode how I actually have around 100 hours in this game. Granted, a lot of that's just in the menu, listening to the menu theme, but I have played this game a fair amount. I just didn't get very far in it, but I have seen some stuff, and this is one of the things that I've seen in the past. You get, off to my right here, little underground villages. Like, not even villages, just full-on cities. We've got like a factory of some kind over here, maybe an apartment building, a windmill. We've even got little street lights down here. I mean, this is just... Oops, I just turned my guy into a ball. This is just amazing. And if I break... I mean, they even have mini trees. Look at this, little tree. You know, all I was doing was mining for some materials, and I found this. But if we break the building, we get the item called Ball of Gnomes. And I'm not sure if we can craft something out of these, but I know we can throw them at things. So let me actually turn my volume up so you could hear. You can actually hear them scream as you throw them. And I think that is just hilarious. I mean, that's kind of cruel, kind of mean, how you can just literally throw people and destroy their houses and stuff, but I am definitely going to destroy the heck out of this place because, well, I mean, do we really need a reason why? It's kind of cool, too, how they light up the cave. I mean, and as far as I know, you can only find these things underground. The gnomes all seem to live underground, and as far as I know, you can't communicate with them or anything like that. But they're pretty rare. I've only found this a handful of times. This is my first time finding it on this playthrough. Right now I'm trying to get this stuff. All this titanium ore is what I want. It's pretty valuable. I mean, look at all these houses. I mean, I'm hesitant. I don't want to destroy it because I think it's really cool and kind of cute, honestly. But maybe I'll just take these gnomes as a sample. It's like a little alien abduction, just as a sample here to get back to base, and then I can see if I can craft something out of them. Which, speaking of which, this is actually underneath that haunted samurai castle. I've decided that I'm going to use the samurai castle from episode 2 as a base. I'm just going to heavily remodel it, mainly because I'm not good at building in 2D adventure games. Is that what this is considered, a 2D adventure game? Well, anyway. Oh yeah, and the gnomes have these giant robots that guard them. So, the gnomes are going to have a bad day, because I'm going to fight the robots, well, trying not to break all their houses, but... You know, I want to break their houses, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Which is funny, because in other games like 8-bit armies, where they have cities and stuff like that, I always blow up the buildings. And I'm kind of blowing up the buildings inadvertently. Casualties of war, collateral damage. I mean, look at this. This is just huge. I mean, all these little houses. All these little houses here. I am definitely going to... This is one of my favorite things about this game. I had actually had someone mention to me earlier. They said that they didn't really like Starbound because they were mentioning the very first boss fight, how it's hard. Some tips. I didn't actually film me going through the boss fight, only because I think it is kind of boring. Personally, the boss fights and the main quest of this game, I don't think is very good, to be completely honest. I prefer the open world, explore, find stuff like this, you know, find cool shit underground. I prefer that type of gameplay. I do not like the boss fights in this game at all. I think they're lame. I think they take away from the game. That's why I didn't even record it. I may record the next quests that I have, like the next actual quest, but the problem with the quests is they take away your ability. Like, all this digging that I'm doing now, you can't do during actual quests. Like, there's pre-made areas that you can't interact with, which, to be honest, I'm not really a fan of. I don't know why they put... I think it would be a lot cooler if you could interact with the quest areas, but I understand why you can't. I guess they're kind of like adventure maps in Minecraft. I mean, in reality, that's basically what they are. They're just like 2D versions of Minecraft adventure maps, and the bosses on them sometimes are very overpowered. I don't remember what the boss is for the second mission, because like I said, I haven't gotten that far in the game, but the first quest boss is somewhat difficult. The trick to it is you need a lot of medical items. If you don't have medical items going in, you're screwed, because you basically have to go through his attacks. There's no way to avoid some of his attacks. Actually, in fact, what I could do after this is I could go through that mission and record that and just check that out. In fact, you know what? I might do that in a moment when I return to the surface. Come on, die. In fact, I will be right back, and I'll bring that mission up in a second, just so I can show you guys how to beat it. Maybe I should have recorded that before for episode 2. Alright, I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So before I go and start the mission with the one of the bosses, I just want to go over a few things. You do not want to go into one of this game's missions without ample amount of food, and realistically, I don't have enough food, because most of it's just seeds or it's uncooked. But you don't want to go out, because the thing is, I've already done the mission, and I have some pretty OP gear for this mission anyway. Although it's really not that OP. But you want to make sure that you have armor, you want to make sure that you have plenty of food, and plenty of these salves. They are super, super easy to make. All you need is 4 plant fiber to make one. And also, if you can get like 5 or 6 bandages, they're good too. And another bonus is a red stim pack. All you need for red stim packs is a... you need a syringe, which I forget what crafting station you make it at, but it's very simple to get. And I think you need you need a furnace to make a syringe, and then you need a red flower. So it's pretty simple to make, and once you make that, you should be good to go. You really don't need much. The first time I did this quest for this save, I did it with no armor at all, and I think I had like slightly better than the basic broadsword. The key really with this particular mission anyway is you want to run as fast as you can from things if you don't have gear. So like if I don't have gear, I just want to get away from these guys. Also, advanced mobility will help you greatly. Again, I didn't have it the first time I went through, but if you can get the double jump especially is going to be helpful to you. If you can't get anything else, get the double jump. The dash really isn't that important. It doesn't do that much, but the double jump, especially for the boss part of this mission, is going to be very important. So, like I said, I'm using slightly over... What did I just... Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, the gear I have right now is a little bit overpowered. I'm using, like, the second armor that you can get. A little bit better than the first armor, but again, I did this without any armor the first time around. So, as long as you like this here, you just double jump past them, you'll be fine. And equip your flashlight, which, by the way, the game actually gives you... I didn't know this during my first episode, but the game actually gives you a free flashlight. If you go and you check your ship's cargo hold towards the left side of your ship, the game gives you a free flashlight. You do not have to buy one like I did. Really, I should be looking through these things here. I believe every time you replay one of the missions, you can find loot, which is always good. Pretty good loot. Really, I'm after manipulator modules right now. Actually, you know what I could use? I could use that glow potion, would be pretty useful. There we go. Weapons crate, space helmet. So I'll be back in 1 minute when I get to the boss of this area, and then I'll show you how to defeat him. Okay, so I am back again. So this is the final boss fight area. The first time I completed this, I did not have the double jump. It is possible. Really, as soon as you see this giant crystal thing, you want to hit all these switches. Literally as soon as you see it. You don't want to waste any time. You want to make sure that you have your salves open, because you can't actually damage this thing unless you use these switches and this laser. As soon as you press the fire button, go back to reactivating the switches. Now, you can try to avoid his laser beam thing, but honestly, it's probably not going to work, because as you can see, he kind of comes back the other way, and then you gotta wait for him, and then he ends up hitting you anyway a lot of the time. So the best thing that I find to do is to literally just run right through the lasers. Don't do it too much. You kind of have to balance running away from the lasers and shooting this thing at him. I think it's 3 hits to kill it. Now, right now, he's spitting out his zombie things at me. But, like, as I go up here, I'm not even going to follow him because he's going to come right back. So, they're going to come in the middle, and they should... There we go, they stopped. Again, armor is very, very helpful. Don't rush to do this level, I would say. Take your time, you know, mine some materials from whatever your starting planet is, and get the best armor that you can create based off of what's available on your starting planet. But again, when I first did this, I did not have any armor, and I didn't have good weapons like I do now. And really, even my weapons aren't really that good. But if I shoot this thing now, there we go, it's dead. I think really the biggest thing you gotta get is the double jump, because single jump, you know, it's gonna suck doing this, but if you can double jump, it'll make you that much more maneuverable. And then we save that guy, we get some cool stuff from the chest, then we hop on this thing, or start it up. We don't hop on it, we just start it up, and then we can warp out of here, and that's it for that quest. So this is it for episode number 3 of Starbound. I hope this helped you if you were stuck on that boss. If you enjoyed, leave a like on the video, please. If you want to see more of this, I'm going to be uploading Starbound, Minecraft, and Halo lately a lot. And, wow, lately a lot. Okay. I can't speak today, so, yeah, if you enjoyed, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe as always, and goodbye.